Hi folks, Job Lot Comics here, having a look at an old Silver Age issue of Strange Tales. We're doing creepy comics because it's nearly Halloween. Are you getting ready for Halloween? I hope so. This has got Nick Fury, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. in it, and of course Doctor Strange. The story is called Klee Must Die. And look at this cover here. Look at that thing there. Attacking Doctor Strange, yeah? And look at all the skeletons and stuff around there. Now, I know that these kind of generic cape-wearing demons are probably, you know, a real vestige of horror tropes in that genre. But, you know, Stephen Moffat, who wrote Doctor Who, probably the best episode of Doctor Who ever written was it Heaven Sent with Peter Capaldi, where he was chased by this. It was this thing here that was after him when he was stuck in his time thing, you know, that dial, confession dial, and he had to break through the wall, and there was a cave of skulls, and you can't tell me that isn't lodged in Stephen Moffat sort of memory of old comic books. And then he thought, I know what this thing in Doctor Who will look like. Anyway, I am probably completely wrong, but you know, you gotta admit, it's quite a striking image. Yeah. Any road up, here we go. Nick Fury. Here we go, a usual splash page. Now, come on. Plotted and drawn by Jim Steranko. And you can tell right away, can't you? It's just unbelievable. What year is this? 66? 1966. There you go. And if you were a kid in 1966 and you were buying Strange Tales, you could send away for all this stuff. And see if they still had these things today in comics. I would buy them. Anyway, here's the first story, which isn't really the scary story that I was talking about, but we'll have a look through because it's Jim Steranko, early work. Look at this, he's doing blueprints and everything in this. There we go. And this is Nick Fury as James Bond, obviously. What else? Here's the Marvel checklist. What was Spidey doing? Oh, and brand new supervillain for Spidey, which means they probably didn't know who the villain was when they wrote that blurb, and they were still making it up. There's the Dreadnought, good lord. There's Nick in Trouble. We've got all kinds of manners of gadgets and implants and nanotech, probably. There we go. Steranko doing his thing there. Sometimes I'm looking at these, I just get engrossed and I forget I'm trying to make a video. That was the Shocker. There you go, the Sinister Shocker. Of course it was. And then we've got Doctor Strange here, Klee Must Die. Look at that thing there as well. Is that the Nameless ones? And it's Stanley and Marie Severin that are on the duties here because, of course, Steve had left at this point after falling out with everybody. I love Marie Severin's stuff. She is probably one of the most underrated artists at Marvel in the Silver Age. The amount of cover work that she would do really sort of went unnoticed, but let me tell you, a lot of the Silver Age stuff that you love, a lot of those covers, Marie Severin would have been on the chores for that. However, I don't know, it's impossible to match Ditko's artwork on a strip like Doctor Strange. It's just impossible to capture his sort of nightmare dreamscapes and fantasy realms. It just, he was born to do Doctor Strange. It breaks my heart that there isn't more of it. Yeah. And then there's that thing there. What the... And next is the Fearful Finish. But it probably wasn't. There's the mailbag. See if anybody interesting has written in. And your advert. So there you go, gang. A classic Silver Age, scary thing. You can't tell me that's not that thing from Doctor Who. Go and watch the episode. It's Peter Capaldi that's in it. He's Scottish. How would you not watch it? Subscribe.